Om Jananim Saradam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. You see, like a dictionary, which you call lexicon, in Sanskrit it is called Shabda Kosha or Abhidhana. Now, Abhidhana or lexicon or Shabda Kosha, there are two kinds of lexicons or dictionaries. There are two kinds of Sanskrit. One is the modern Sanskrit, which is called Vyavaharika Samskrita, the practical Sanskrit. Another Sanskrit which is Vaidika Samskrita, a Sanskrit which is used in the Vedas. The Sanskrit which we find in the Vedas is not the Sanskrit which has been later on used in the literature. So, there had to be a different dictionary for Vedic Sanskrit and a grammar for Vedic Sanskrit. Also, the dictionary which we commonly use for language which is in vogue, that is the current language, we have such dictionaries for Sanskrit also. But what about the meanings of words which have been used in Veda? So for that we use what is called a nirukta. Now Sanskrit, for dictionary there is another word which is called nighantu. Now nighantu is the dictionary which is used for Vyavaharika Samskrita or the common day Sanskrit, which unfortunately now is very uncommon. And you have another dictionary which is called Nirukta, which is used for the Sanskrit which is found in the Vedas. What is Nirukta? Nirukta means that which has not been told. Nirukta means that which has not been told. So the word Nirukta can be interpreted to mean that the Vedas have never been told or spoken of, because Vedas are called apaurushaya, means they don't originate in a person. It is not that Vedas were published by Penguin or some publisher and written by somebody. Apaurushaya means it is not from Paurushaya, coming from a Purusha or person. Purusha does not mean only man. Somehow this gender question always comes up. So Purusha does not mean only man. It is a later day interpretation that Purusha means man. Like Putra does not mean only son. Putra in Vedic Sanskrit does not mean only son. Putra means offspring. Now the Putra Putri concept is a much later Sanskrit innovation. So similarly Purusha means, or Pumsa does not mean male, because there is a huge argument that why Shankaracharya used Pumsatva in Vivek Chudamani. We have this interpretation that Pumsatva means a person. Pumsa means a person. It does not mean only a man. So Purusha means a person. Anything coming out of a person is called Paurushaya. Because Vedas were not written by anybody, Vedas are not books. By Swami Vivekananda says, by Vedas no books are meant. So this is a mass of knowledge. So what does it mean? You get Vedas from so many publishers like Motilal Banarsidas. So what are they? They are the putting into text of the knowledge which is there. So some people brought them, compiled it and put it into words. So it is already there and that has been put into words, and that is called, they are called Vedas. So who put them in words, etc.? That is Veda Vyasa. He compiled all these 4 Vedas and he gave the responsibility of each Veda to Rishi. These things we have already discussed while we were beginning the study of Katha Upanishad. Now why I am telling all this to you is Nirukta. So Nirukta is the dictionary used for the Sanskrit used in Vedas. The last Nirukta or the last edition of Nirukta, if I can say so, was written by a person called, in India whatever happens is done by a sage, a Muni. So Yaska Rishi. So all are Rishi, seers of truth. So Yaska, one Yaska was there, he wrote a last version of Nirukta, because in that Nirukta he quotes the earlier versions of Nirukta. That is how we know that there were Niruktas even prior to this. In Yaska's Nirukta, he gives a definition of Gayatri. Gayatri, Gayatri, Gayate Stuti Karmanah. So that is the definition by Yaska. Gayatri, Gayate Stuti Karmanah. That which sings, Stuti Karmanah. That which Gayate, that which sings, or that which does Stuti Karmana. Or Stuti can mean praise, it can mean prayer also. Stotra comes from this stu, stava, stuti. So, him, that which does the work of praying or singing a hymn or praising, etc., is called Gayatri. So, the word Gayatri has got this meaning, that it is something which sings the praise or prayer or hymn. It is a mantra or a text that sings the prayer. That is what is Gayatri. Now here again, the Gayatri word has a root in Sanskrit, as in most of the classical languages like Latin and Greek. You have a root for every word. Like in French also, you have a root for every word. So the root for the word Gayatri is Gai, 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 which means to praise or pray. And now there is something called Vyutpatti, means the explanation of one word or the breaking of one word. A compound word may be there, you will break it. So that is called Vyutpatti. Here Gai, Giyante Stuyante Devataha Anaya. Giyante means again singing, Stuyante means praising or praying, Devataha Anaya. Devataha Anaya. Praising the gods and also others, gods and others is called Gai. Now when you add, there is a suffix called At. At. Now when you add At and there is another suffix Ing and then there is another suffix Nip. When you add all these to Gai, it becomes Gayatri. It becomes Gayatri. Now Gayatri means that which praises the gods. That is what we have seen. In Shatapatha Brahmana, there is a text which talks about Gayatri. It says, Sa Haisha Gayans Tatre Prana Vai Gayaha. Gayans Tatre Prana Vai Gayaha. Tat Pranans Tatre Tad Gayans Tatre Tasmad Gayatri Nama. So you see what happened is, Gayatri protected prana, and prana is also called Gaya. Another word for prana is Gaya. So because Gayatri prana was protected by Gayatri, so it is called Gayatri. Gaya, from Gaya, Gayatri. Just like the son of Dasharatha is Dasharathi. The daughter of Janaka is Janaki. Dasharatha and Janaki. So similarly, this Gaya was protected by some prayer, and that prayer is therefore called Gayatri.